Welcome to the new sound of online radio. Welcome to the sound of Universal Broadcasting Network. 'Cause you make me feel like I've been locked out of heaven. A mix of today's hits and hard-to-find favorites, combined with the most entertaining and intriguing talk anywhere. This is your sound. This is the sound of Universal Broadcasting Network at UBNradio.com.
Hey, thanks for joining us tonight. I'm your host, Wendi Cooper, and it's time to sit back, let go, and start living unfiltered. Wait, what'd you stop for?
Would you like more?
Yes, I would. Thank you. Makes me feel so good. Kurt, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I am good. Welcome, everybody. This is Living Unfiltered with me, Wendi Cooper, and Kurt.
Of course.
Kurt, what's your last name?
Carlson.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know your last name.
That's okay. You never asked.
Well, your email is Kurt Sound, right?
Yes,
and
yeah.
so the other day I was thinking, well, maybe your last name is Sound.
Oh, well, I just like sound.
Oh, okay. Well, so do most people, Kurt.
Yeah. Well.
What's going on?
Not much.
Look at how he holds the microphone.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with my
Look what he
hands.
does. Look what he does. He holds the microphone like that. It's so funny. It's like, I'm on a ride. Don't beat me, Mama.
Yeah.
Don't beat me. I swear.
Luckily, there's no actual video of me, so you
I
can't
know.
see my
Nobody
lovely
can ever see it.
I know. It's just...
And you hold on for dear life when
I
you're
do.
talking to me.
Well, I'm afraid, it's going to fall or something, I guess. I don't know.
Okay, I'll quit embarrassing you.
Yeah, thank you.
So what do we have up for? What are we doing tonight?
It looks
Do you
like...
know?
I know there's a fundraiser.
It's not like you're the co-host or
Yeah.
anything. Okay, I'll shut up. I'll keep you shut. Just shut up, Kurt.
Okay, I'll let you take over.
All right. So tonight, everybody, there's my camera. Hello. Okay. So tonight we have a really special show because someone is back that I've had on. Thank you. That I've had on the show before with my friend Randall Battenkoff. Scottie Thompson is here tonight. Yay! Applause. Thank you. That's a good one. And then I have two lovely ladies here that I have met only once before, and which was at a fundraiser about 2 weeks ago. And it was an awesome fundraiser. I had so much fun. I was like the oldest person there. But that's Madeline Zima.
That's right.
And Leslie Coutron.
Yes.
Is that it? Now, just so those of you that don't know, I'm going to do a little, we're here to talk about something that the ladies are involved in, but let me give a proper introduction to everybody first. I'm going to do Scottie first because I know Scottie and she's my idol. So anyway, Scottie Thompson, she is a Virginia native. What does that really mean when you're a Virginia native? You were born there?
Yeah, it sounds more exotic when you say I'm a native of some state than just being like, hey, I'm from Virginia. Specifically from Goochland County.
Goochland? That's like Tony Sweet here. Tony Sweet is from Granola, Kansas. That is so weird. And so you're Scottie Thompson from Goochland County?
Goochland County.
Native from, she's a Virginia native. And we don't care. No. No, but Scottie's an actress best known for her roles in films, including Star Trek, the lookalike Star Trek. You were the one in Star Trek with those eyes.
Oh, it was a small moment.
Oh, it was?
a small
Oh, okay.
moment.
So
I
that
don't think
wasn't
you're
you.
thinking of me.
Okay, it wasn't you. Oh, boy. All right. The lookalike Skyline, 37, A Final Promise, and TV shows including Grey's Anatomy, Graceland, and NCIS as the infamous Jean Bonnet.
Woo.
But you're also really passionate about education, health, and the environment. And then you're a member of the Environmental Media Association, which I want to ask you about that also. You love to dance. You love nature. Being a native from Virginia, of course you love nature. Swimming, yoga, adventuring, and reading, and is thrilled to be able to share the gift of education with a community in Nepal through BuildOn, which we will get to. Now, Madeline, Kurt, heads up, we're going to Madeline. Okay. Madeline Zima was born in Connecticut, and you were raised here in L.A.
Yep.
So that makes you a Connecticut native and not an LA native. So don't ever lie to anyone.
Okay.
Okay. She is you're best known for your acting work in Californication. You know, I've only seen that once. Not a bad thing. I just can't. It's too home for me.
Okay.
Okay, it's too real for me.
Yeah, sometimes the mirror is too clear.
Yeah, that's what it. Thank you. That's exactly what it is. And you're in The Nanny. You spend your free time writing, playing guitar, and feeding the homeless. So you spend a lot of time in Santa Monica.
I actually did spend a lot of time in Santa Monica working at a shelter there, and now I've moved to a different one that's closer to where I live now in Hollywood, because the homelessness problem is all over
In Hollywood,
Los Angeles
yeah.
County. So
Yeah, people don't realize how many homeless people are actually. It's what you don't see is you don't see the homeless children, women, and children.
yeah.
Because they're in the shelters. You know, they're kind of shelters, but
The one that I used to work at, Upward Bound House, was specifically for
For-
families, and so it was families, mothers, children, and yeah, that's one of the other ways that we connected. But
that's cool.
yeah, Scottie used to come with me and volunteer at least once a week
That's awesome.
at Upward Bound House.
That's awesome. And then we have the beautiful Leslie Coutron. Are you French?
Nice one. Yes, I am.
Okay. And where's your information?
Surprise.
You didn't give me any.
I
did.
I totally
Twice.
Would you like to?
So, well,
fill
I'll
it
do
in?
it myself then.
I don't have any.
I'm from Chamonix, from the Alps.
Oh, you're from Chamonix. I love Chamonix.
Yeah.
I lived in Geneva for a while,
Oh my gosh, so,
I
yeah.
know Chamonix really well.
Neighbors.
Yeah.
So I used to ski and everything, and then I moved to New York and then Paris, and here I am in LA. So
You were born. Are you a Chamonix native? Sorry, guys, I have to do this.
Yes, I am born and raised for
That's
18 years.
crazy.
Yeah, which is pretty rare actually to spend
I
so
would-
much time in the mountains.
I would think so. And it's a little town. It's not like it's a big town.
It's a very small town.
Yeah, it's very small.
So you have
Right
to
in the glaciers.
Exactly. Actually, my father studies glaciers. He's a doctor, and so after 18 years of glaciers, I had to do something else. So I've been like traveling in the world for the last 10 years. And
Where did you go first?
Asia.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. No. First it was New York, and then Asia.
And you're pursuing acting?
Yeah. So I'm
I'm
an
sorry,
actress.
it's
I'm an
blame
actress.
Scottie. It's not here.
I swear I emailed it to you. I put it all in there.
Like you have her, all her information is here, but no like little, like intro.
I had her send it twice so I could paste it. And then I must.
No one said
I take responsibility.
technology
I
was your forte.
No, it's not.
Which is
It's
not how you say the word.
I apologize, Leslie.
okay.
She's a model, an actress.
Yeah. I was on a few TV shows in France, and so kind of the same shows as Scottie did, but like the French version of it.
Oh, really?
Yes. So and I moved here. I did a few movies, and things are going
That's
well.
awesome.
Yeah.
I
This is
think I
great.
recognize you. I think I recognize all of you. I feel so blessed to be here with the three of you.
Thank you.
Yes.
We're blessed to be here with you.
Seriously,
Thank you.
you sparkle. You don't sweat.
I sparkle. You know what was funny was that I have a 4th of July party every year, a big one, because I live in this place where they do the fireworks like 50 feet away from my house. And so we all come to my house for a block party. And this year's theme was, let's get our sparkle on, because I have to move. So it's like our last party. And let's get our sparkle on. And then I went to have my roots done, and I walked by this store, and there was this shirt that said, I don't sweat, I sparkle. So I said, all right, meant to be.
I like that.
So let's start out. I'm going to start out tonight because it's an important night, and you guys are here for a reason. And you're here because you're all going to be traveling to Nepal in the winter, right? Our
January.
winter in
Yeah.
January, to build an elementary school with the organization BuildOn. And you're going to go for a while. But first, I'm going to talk about your team a little bit, which is Team. Now, how do I say it? Is it? It's like my company name. I have this new company. And it's called EG Pro for my Easy Go Pro. EG Pro, and it's like how the hell do you say that? It's like EGPRO, Eagle Pro, right? So how do you say Team?
CiLA.
It is CiLA.
Yes.
It is
We don't
CiLA.
actually know exactly how you pronounce it, but it was inspired by the word for eagle, which is a symbol of knowledge and wisdom, at least here in America, but kind of hopefully in other cultures as well. And the Eagle Nebula out in outer space was sort of like an image that we were inspired by.
Yeah.
When we were just like having fun thinking of a team
On
name.
acid in the desert.
Yeah,
one night,
totally.
Laying in the stars.
Completely. We were like, let's make this a whole journey of the eagle flying far away into the mountains
Imagine when
of the nebula.
when you land, when you get to Nepal and you arrive, and just think about it. If there's like an eagle there waiting for you,
There's totally going to be an eagle there, and they're going to be like, that's called a whatever, and it's probably not going to be what we've discovered via Google Translate what it is, what it's called. So anyway, we kind of gave up on it, but the name was just like, oh, there's a CiLA, like California, Los Angeles.
I think it's cool. It's called Team CiLA, and it's a group of compassionate creatives, which I think us creatives in LA only call each other creatives. Creatives based in Los Angeles, actors, directors, entrepreneurs, doctors inspired to help build an elementary school in Nepal. The team will be heading their rural northwestern Nepal next January to work with the local community and skilled workers to help build the school. The nonprofit BuildOn works with the local government to provide teachers and maintain communication with the village to ensure the school empowers youth through education far into the future. Do I sound like Kitty, what's her name on NPR? Kitty Feldy?
Oh,
Or the other one? That's I sounded to me.
I never know their names. I just know their voices.
Yeah. Okay, so the building also will serve as an adult education center and community center in the evenings, which I think is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. BuildOn, we'll get this out of the way. So BuildOn's a nonprofit focused on, because you guys aren't just jumping on a plane with your tool belts and, and going to Nepal. You're doing it through this wonderful organization called BuildOn, which is a nonprofit and focused on providing education to underserviced populations in the U.S. and abroad, which I think is really interesting and great.
Yes, definitely.
Right? That's really important because first thing people sometimes say is, what about here? Yeah. BuildOn has been making a difference for 24 years, working with local ministries and education that provide teachers for the schools they build abroad, and partnering with mothers and fathers in rural villages who contribute to their time and their resources to help maintain the school building for their own children and for the community as a whole, far into the future. In the U.S., BuildOn provides service learning programs for students in challenging urban areas to help educate students about the limitless power they can achieve through community action. BuildOn has received the highest rating from Charity Navigator for 10 years in a row. And if anybody, while you're watching this show, you can open up another browser and you can check them out just by going to buildon.org.
Exactly.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you can also check out the fundraising page that is on the screen. But what is that? Because while people are listening, what's the fundraiser? What's your page?
It's Team CiLA. I mean,
It's just Team CiLA?
You can find it by going on the main page and then looking through the team fundraisers.
Okay, so
I think that's the easiest way.
Yeah,
Right?
and CiLA is CiLA.
Yeah.
So if you just go to donate,
BuildOn.org.
find a chapter. Yeah, if you go to buildon.org and then search for
Team CiLA.
Team CiLA.
CiLA. Okay, that's where you can actually donate.
Yes.
All right. So one thing led to another and then led to another. And then somehow the three of you ran into each other. And how did you guys get to know each other? And how did this all happen?
Well, a mutual friend of all of ours, Travis Van Winkle, who's on a show called The Last Ship. We all know.
Ooh, so's Eric Dane. Isn't he?
Yeah.
Yes,
he
he
is. Yeah, yeah.
McSteamy.
Mixed Jamie. So we all know Travis through different ways, but he was throwing a fundraising event. That sounded
weird.
really
Not
weird.
that way.
You just know, like, I know from acting class, like, whatever. Anyway, but we all knew him, and he was having a big fundraiser for. He's going to Malawi. He just went, and then Nepal, and also is doing a fundraiser to send a group from Detroit, a group of students from Detroit to, I think, Nicaragua
yeah.
to build a school. So he was throwing a really big fundraiser, and we all ended up there. And I was like, this is so great that you're doing this, Travis. I'd love to get involved. They were auctioning or raffling off a final spot for the trip to Malawi. And I didn't win the auction raffle thing. So I contacted him afterwards. I was like, how can I do this? He was like, well, you can start your own chapter. I know 2 wonderful women who are also very interested in doing the same thing. And I did not know Leslie, but have come to love Leslie because she's amazing and has been so wonderful in helping organize our event the other weekend and, of course, getting energy going and everything. And I actually knew Madeline because we have played Sisters on a Movie before. And we met in Virginia playing Sisters on a Movie.
Oh, that's too heavy. Scottie, that's way heavy.
Yes, with our mother, Jane Seymour.
Oh, you're kidding. I just went to Jane's event a few weeks ago, the open heart one.
Yes.
Yeah.
We get invited every year.
Why
and
don't we ever go to that?
I don't know. We're stupid.
I went
actually, it's a lot of old people.
I would love to go. I like
Me
old
too.
people.
And Jane's lovely. So
Jane's really lovely. And Snow Patrol Snow Patrol guy was singing. And that's where I
awesome.
met Caitlin, the teacher that was in the closet saved the kids at Sandy Hook. She saved the 15 kids. She was in the bathroom. I met her there. I sat next to her. And she was on my show a little while ago.
wow.
That was awesome. That was
Yeah. Chilling.
yeah. So anyway, sorry to interrupt you.
Oh,
but
no.
Jane Seymour was your mom.
So anyway, he said, and this girl Madeline, and I was like, what's her last name? I think I know who that is. So I reached out to Madeline and Leslie and said, I hear you guys are interested in building a school. Let's start a chapter. And we had planned a little event session at Leslie's home, and a group of, all of our friends showed up, and through sussing out the interest levels of those who came, we built up a team of now 15 people, I think.
Yeah, 15.
So yeah, that's how it started. It was a mutual friend, and anyone can actually start a chapter.
Right.
To go out there and
So
build
how
a
does it
school.
work? You have to raise a certain amount of money, or can you kind of go through the steps of really what it takes? So you all got together, you knew you wanted to do this, and you knew that you could go to BuildOn because you knew from your friend, that your mutual friend. But so then you get the people together, and then you have to really basically raise enough money, and then BuildOn helps you the rest of the way?
Pretty much.
Yeah, basically you do, like, you can organize your own team, and then you just have to raise the money for the school. Everyone has his fundraising page, and then after that you just like give a call to BuildOn, and you're like, this is it, we have the money. They organize everything, and a few months later everyone is in the plane.
So
It's pretty easy.
so you're raising the money. What's included? Hotel, airfare?
No.
That wasn't. I didn't mean like that. Accommodations,
No.
things like
No.
that. No.
Well-
So you have to pay your own.
Well, we are going to be staying with families, with host families in the village. So it's going to be a very integrative experience. We're going to be pumping water with the villagers, and it's going to be very rural.
That's part of the whole aim for BuildOn, is they want to make sure that there's a real cultural exchange, so that obviously those of us who go, we can learn about what we're seeing. I feel like it's probably going to be mutually beneficial, equally mutually beneficial.
Have any of you ever been there before?
Well, not me.
No.
No. I don't even not sure exactly where it is because
North of India.
Yeah.
north of India.
Yeah, on the other
Between
side
India
of
and
Tibet.
China.
Yeah.
Where the Himalayas or the Himalayas are, the mountain range.
Oh my God. Okay, wait, Scottie, I have to ask. I've never heard anybody call them the Himalayas.
I have heard
That's
that.
actually how they're
How
pronounced.
you're supposed to pronounce it?
I never heard that, and then I have
So
I've
we
gone
pro-
to hear this Swami speak.
And that's
who's
how he
from
pronounces it? That's awesome to know that because we pronounce a lot of things wrong.
there. Totally like CiLA.
In Italian, that would be CiLA.
Exactly.
But,
yeah.
And it means cheese.
Completely.
I don't know what it means.
So yeah. So and part of the we will be working alongside the villagers, and as well as they bring in skilled workers, because obviously we have no idea how to build a school and lay a foundation. So they bring in local workers as well as local resources so it's all providing economic opportunities locally, and the villagers, so from what I understand, get very invested and involved in the process, so that the school is something that they feel is theirs to be proud of, to maintain, to keep in good condition so that, it will be there for many, many, many years to come.
So back to the fundraising part of it, because I think it's interesting. The idea is that you would really love for people to support your cause, and you would really love for people to donate, right? And it's not always the easiest thing to raise a bunch of money, because you have to raise. Is it the minimum is $50,000? Is that why you're raising the $50,000?
Well, we're raising $30,000.
Oh, 30.
Then there is the logistic, and then there is the adult program that we added because we're like, hey, let's do it. Let's raise more money and let's help more people.
Oh, so you added on to it. Oh, you guys are cool. You had that. The event was so great. It was so great. It was awesome.
Yay.
Especially Andy quick
Clockwise.
Oh my gosh.
So talented.
That's that picture of the Kurt, wake up. I know when he's sleeping. He does this.
I think he's trying to pull up the picture.
I gave him a picture that I had taken because I got stuck back behind Andy when he was performing, and then there was everybody was down here.
Yeah.
Right. And there was another gal, but it wasn't. I don't think it was you. I thought it was you.
He tossed my hair.
Blowing bubbles.
Yes, that was
you. This picture is so great because you're blowing bubbles. Andy is like this.
I just dyed my hair, so maybe that's
but you're blowing bubbles in the air, and it's such an awesome.
Yeah, bubbles.
Awesome picture.
Bubbles have become my meditation of recently because I don't smoke cigarettes anymore, and I think we're all just little bubbles, and like we ride our little wave, and then our little bubble bursts sometimes. It's a good meditation. It gets pretty deep when I really think about it. But that's me.
Okay, so now you're raising the money. So now you're going for sure. You've met you just want to keep raising money because they're in need, and the more money you raise. So there's a whole team, 15 of you going.
Yes.
And worldwide, one of the statistics on the BuildOn website is, as far as the adults are concerned, why we added the adult literacy program is 775 million adults are illiterate worldwide. So, and that's an estimate as far as BuildOn is concerned. So it's important for this to be a place where children and their parents can come and learn. And from what I understand, the area that we're going to has recently come out of a period of slavery, so they don't have most of the adults there will have never.
Were they affected by the earthquake?
Yes, they were, but mostly it was more Kathmandu. But just there is one school near Kathmandu that they're gonna try to rebuild. So right now they don't really know which school we're gonna be building because we might be also helping rebuilding another school. So it's
how long does it take to get there?
A couple plane rides.
About 30 hours, probably 35 hours.
I would say it's like 12 hours to Europe, then it's about 12 more, 24. Then the other, about 30 hours.
Do you have to, like, once you land in your final airport, do you have to take a bus?
We have to take another flight internally if we go to the far west, which is where we're going, which is not near Kathmandu. We'd be, at this point, we might be going there, but like we said, the way BuildOn works is I think about a month before you leave, they actually, they've coordinated with the government and seen where the need is for the school and where they'll be able to put teachers once the building is built. Oh. So if we end up going to the western area, then it'll be another flight within the country and then a really windy bus ride.
Oh. A movie. Who's going to make the movie?
Someone's going to be documenting it.
Seriously.
Yeah, actually, I'm going to be all over the world doing a documentary about something else. So I will have my crew with me and my director. She's coming with us.
Oh my
so
God.
we'll be maybe, like doing something with the kids.
You have to do that.
Yeah, we really want to focus on the kids. Like trying to see, my idea was like trying to see what's their journey with this adventure, like what is their reaction when they see us coming, and like what are they doing, like building a school, why us, why here, and then see how they react through the journey with us, like during the 7 days we're gonna be there. I want to see.
Oh, whoa, wait a minute. Really? That's it?
Oh, we wish we could spend like 5 months and just like move in with them, but I'm not sure they want us.
Yeah.
That's it?
We only really are going to be laying the foundation, and then the workers the skilled workers will like.
Even if you wanted to stay, you couldn't stay?
I think we probably could.
We might be able to.
I don't know.
I'll be trying to travel around the area beforehand, so I don't have just like a really bad jet lag.
Jet lag.
You know?
Exactly.
Yes, me
You're
too.
just getting over your jet lag after 7 days after an airplane trip like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think we all kind of plan on being
In the
somewhere
country
close to there because it's right after the holidays, so sort of making it like go before the holidays.
Oh, so it's the name of the movie. Meet Me in Nepal. Does that sound old?
on the 8th.
It sounds like Meet Me in St. Louis.
These things. Sorry, I do this every show. Okay, so Kurt, what time is it? We're gonna cut. We're gonna cut for. Do you want to show your video? We have your video.
Sure.
Do you
That'd
want
be
to
great.
show
I
that?
think that would be great.
Okay, so we'll do the video and then we'll cut to the commercial and then we'll come back so we have a couple of minutes. Okay? All right, we're done.
In
We'll
an
be right
average
back.
lifetime, 1,500,000 minutes are spent on the toilet. So what's the problem?
When you sit on a toilet, you're at a 90-degree angle.
Nature didn't want us to do it that way.
This causes pushing, straining, hemorrhoids.
That's crazy.
We want to create a product that is great for humanity.
Well, go time just got easier. Introducing Easy Go Pro, the only way to go.
Anatomically, we were designed to eliminate at a 35-degree angle.
You just sit, lift, and go in a natural position.
The benefits list is this long from a pure health perspective.
A healthy colon is encouraged by doctors for all ages.
The key to vitality, it's the key to longevity, it's the key to your health.
Be a healthy goer. Order now at EasyGoPro.com. Try it for 70 days. If you don't absolutely feel better, just send it back for a full product refund. Go time just got healthier at EasyGoPro.com.
We were 7 moms and just an amazing group of women who came together, coming from Seattle, San Francisco, Denver, Montana, New York, and London. And actually one friend came from India. Some of us were close friends, some of us new friends, and came together to do the fundraising and be a part of this experience.
We traveled with another family, the Andersons, from Palo Alto area, and they have 3 kids. I think they were 8, 11, and 13, and that was really neat to have another family to go and share the experience with.
Including myself, we were 15. It was a mix of both 8 guys, 7 women. There was also a mix of offices, so there was some of our folks that were from the Santa Rosa office, some of our folks from San Francisco, and some of our folks from Silicon Valley office.
It was the perspective of hitting like 40. I was going in honor of my 40th birthday.
Well, I decided to go in Shrek to help build the school so that the kids wouldn't have to walk 2 hours.
I really wanted the opportunity to go with my coworkers, to literally go to the other side of the world, to be involved in that environment. I knew it was going to be a great team building experience for us.
Just sounded like something I'd never done before. It was something exciting, something that this firm had never really done before, and I thought it would be cool to be part of that first group.
Fundraising actually was much easier than I thought it would be, and for me, not really having done something like that before, I was really surprised at how quickly the funds came in.
Fundraising was surprisingly easy. I don't normally like asking friends or family for money for things. We were both so surprised by just the people who were excited about getting involved through a donation.
A phrase I use a lot in my life here, having 2 children, is it takes a village. And until I actually got to Chintola, I don't think I really understood what that meant. There wasn't this, well, these are my kids and this is our food and that's your kids and that's your food. It was, this is all of the village. We all belong to each other. All that we have, we share with one another. And that to take a village was really beautiful to experience.
So as an organization, we already give a lot, but not in a structured way. And we need to give back a lot more. And not only in terms of money. As an organization, as a firm, we give a lot of money, but we also have to give our time.
I always wanted to do something, sort of a father-son trip, and I've always been looking for opportunities for the kids to get involved with our community on a community service basis.
I think BuildOn as an organization is great. After going on Trek, it just, again, makes you realize how easy it is to do the fundraising. I thought it was maybe going to be a little more difficult to make it happen.
Once you experience the feeling of giving something of yourself, your time and energy and ideas, and you share an experience like this, you want more of it because it feels great.
It was an incredible experience, and it really resulted in a team building exercise that we didn't realize that was going to take place.
Make the time, build a school.
Connect with the world and build a school.
Remember the children, build a school.
Applause. Thank you, everybody. Thank you very much. Thank you. Why do you do that, Kurt? You got to learn to fade. Okay. My goodness. Well, everybody, you're here at UBN Radio, and you're listening to Living Unfiltered with Wendi Cooper, and me trying to get my mic straight the entire time tonight. Okay, where Scottie Thompson is here. Let me see. I'm going to do this by memory. Madeline and Leslie, but I'm trying Leslie Couturin. And Madeline Zima. I didn't really even look.
You did great.
I didn't look. We're here discussing the fact that the three of you, beautiful actresses, are and natives of some country,
Different places.
native actresses, are going to be off on a trip to Nepal to help build an elementary school with the organization BuildOn. During the break, don't you love it? I love being the person that gets to say, during the break, this is what happened. During the break, a few things happened. We discovered that, you have to go to your Instagram pages, so in order to donate and to support, you're going to go to Scottie, take it away, and then Leslie, and then Madeline, because I have no idea now.
I think each of us has a link to our donation site on one of our social media outlets. Mine is on my Instagram, which is Thompson Scottie.
Because Scottie Thompson was taken.
Yeah, somebody had already stolen my name or their name.
And mine is Leslie the Frenchie. And
I like that.
So the first link is for the fundraising page.
Leslie the Frenchie.
Easy.
And mine is at Madeline Zima 1 on Twitter.
Okay, so Leslie the Frenchie, it's Leslie.
Laslie.
Laslie.
Mm-hmm.
The Frenchie.
With the
Frenchie with an IE?
Yes.
Okay. This is important.
Right? In between there's underscores.
Yeah, underscore. I never know which one. I'm like, this one. So Leslie _the Frenchie.
Okay, and then there's Thompson Scottie. And then Madeline
Zima 1.
That's easy. Madeline Zima 1.
The number one.
Yeah,
the number one.
Number one.
Okay. So these are the places that everybody can go to donate and support your cause.
Yes.
To build the school. Okay. Madeline, during the break, you were telling me really the real reason why you want to be integrated with the families there, as opposed to just kind of, coming in, making a splash and leaving, but the true integration with the families.
We're staying with the host families really so that they feel a part of the school, a part of the process, that it's their building and their community center and their school for their children. And us being there, we're want to be very mindful of their culture and not some alien force, so that we're an integrative part of the experience. And then when we leave, it's not some kind of thing where we just put up a school and then disappear. I said it better during the break.
You said it, but that's because it was kind of like when I do testimonials and I ask them something, forget about it. They're never going to be able to answer it. So you just let a camera roll. I had a really good question while you were saying that. I was thinking about something. I can't remember what it is. But it was like it would lead to something else. Okay, so the Nepal thing is going to happen. We have about 20 minutes. I think that there's other things in all of your natures that it would be really great to address. It's like, what makes you do this? What inspires you to do it? And as is it a millennial thing? This is because I'm not a millennial. I'm a baby boomer. Sure. I know.
Your eyes just crossed. That was amazing.
Okay, so, but is it a passion because when you were little tiny kids, you always loved kitties and bugs and took care of everybody, and and you're always very nurturing, or is it because it is a trend, or is it where does it come from? Is it truly? And I think it's an opportunity for each one of you to speak to really what
let's
drives
just
you.
Go down the line because I think we all have different reasons for doing it, but. For me, I feel like we're at a critical time in our lives. The planet is in a strange transition. I feel like it's really up to every compassionate person who's even got a little bit of a heart to do something, to be a part of something bigger than themselves. Right. Especially artists throughout the centuries have always been, indicating where humanity's going and how we can be better. Mm-hmm. And I think it's really important for us to try to hold ourselves to a higher standard, especially when it feels like all the standards keep sliding back and going further and further down into the ground. And I think, personally, I love to volunteer at homeless shelters. I think people's individual stories of how they found themselves without a place to live are interesting and sad and beautiful and can happen to anyone because our system is crazy. It's very difficult to be a human being. So I think we're here a short amount of time on this planet. We have to help each other out and make it easier any way we can. If there's like a little bit of light in you, it's your duty to share it. That's how I feel. And the BuildOn thing that we all found ourselves at was so inspiring and so life-affirming. It's very rare to go to a Hollywood event and feel anything other than completely disillusioned. It's very rare to go and be like, I feel re-inspired about my life and I want to do something and I want to be involved in any way I can. So that's why I'm going to Nepal.
Well, that was really beautiful.
Yeah, top that one, Scottie.
I know. I mean, this contest, why am I doing this?
It's not really a contest.
No, not at all. Yeah, I'm saying top it, but no, I mean, I
at the end of the day, everybody's reason is going to be the same. It's because it's the right thing to do.
Yeah, there's a need to be met. There's a need for better education system in the United States and servicing populations in the United States. That's why I think it's great that BuildOn as a whole does that kind of work. And it would be great. Maybe the next step would be to raise the money for a group here to go and build a school. From what I understand, that's a really powerful experience for these communities who've never been probably too far outside of their own community, their own neighborhood. But I mean, I do think that education is a way of empowering people to hopefully have a I don't know if better is the right word, future, but there's
have opportunity
to have opportunities. And it's such a sort of double-edged sword too, because when that sort of is introduced into a community, what sorts of things it opens up so much. But also I don't know what their education system is like exactly over there, but I hope it integrates knowledge that is there already, because there's so much knowledge where we're going that we have no idea about, the things that they know about that we're going to be learning about. And I think it's important to, life is really fast paced these days, especially in a city like LA, and in our industry, you never know where you're going to be tomorrow if you get a job. It's very, unpredictable, and it's exciting and amazing and all good things, but it can become very self-involved, and I think it's always nice to step outside of yourself and get perspective on the world and come back and be able to share these kinds of stories of what you see and what you learn to help inspire other people to do similar things. I think it's great that anyone can go build a chapter, build a school through starting a chapter. And I think it's just, there's so much out there in the world to gain a deeper understanding and feel we are so connected in so many ways and so not connected as a result of all of this so-called connectedness.
Yes.
And so to go have a human experience where you're digging in the dirt alongside someone halfway across the world whom you might not otherwise have had that chance to ever meet or interact with. There's so much you can learn and so many ways to grow from that kind of experience. And to be able to leave at the end of the few days we're going to be there and know that this building is going to service, youth and hopefully adults if we meet our goal in terms of education. And apparently the buildings also serve as shelters during monsoon season. So that's just a nice added bonus to what that can be. And it serves as a community center for that community to help that community stay strong and connected in a way that, I think we're probably missing out on a lot here in the United States of America, where community is hard to find, I think, sometimes. So it's nice to know that what we're going to build is going to help maintain a community connection in that village that I'm sure already has a pretty good connection anyway. But
yeah, I wonder if they have wireless there.
Definitely not.
Who knows?
You would be surprised. I've seen wireless in the jungle in Malaysia, and the signal was better than Laurel Canyon. Trust me.
Nothing. Laurel Canyon is always a bad signal.
Yeah, I mean, there we are. We are connected in this weird way. That's like awesome.
What I thought was interesting, what you said was you kind of brought it all the way around because you're able to raise the money through. I'm the first person to say that being so connected has disconnected us. Right.
Yeah.
I truly believe that this connectivity of everything, internet of everything, has really disconnected us as human beings. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, it's that connection that allows you to raise the money, right?
Exactly.
And so it's kind of interesting how there is a balance there, right?
Definitely.
That if you use that the right way, like you were saying on this trip, you maybe are going to be shooting some footage for a possible documentary, which would be awesome.
Yeah, it would be amazing. It would be amazing to share the experience. But I think what you said, it's exactly what it is. I think everyone somehow wants to do something. And then when you have the opportunity to do it, when someone is actually doing it in front of you, you're like, oh, I want to be a part of that. I want to do the same thing. I don't know, but I feel like since few years, people are more aware, and there is a little switch. There is something going on where everyone is trying to open up and give back. And I know I had a big change in my life, and that's what triggered me a few years ago. I was filming in Asia, and I was in Vietnam, and I was the typical 24 years old actress. Like, I was very self-centered, and I just wanted to look good on camera, do my job, and have a good time, go back to my hotel, and life was good. I had pineapple, watermelon, and a beautiful hotel, and I had a great job. And then one day we wrapped, and there was this little girl who came in she grabbed my foot, and she was crying. She was begging to sell me a banana, and I was like, I can't buy a banana because you have to go to school. And then she was screaming in the street, and I had to move my foot, and she wouldn't let me go. And her mother came and put her dying baby in my arms, and then the entire crew was like, oh my god, we're gonna lose her, because they know I'm very sensitive. And that day changed me. I came back and I was a different person, and I was like, we have to do something. And it's everywhere. It's in your street, it's your neighbor. And as soon as I came back, I tried to see what I could do. It took me a while to really do it, because between wanting to do something and actually doing it, there is a difference. And I think the most important is action. And it can be anything. It can be like you're making soup and you have a lot, so you're gonna knock at your neighbor's door and be like, hey, do you want some soup for tonight? It's just little things, but just action.
So it is kind of like how old is every? Ooh, am I supposed to say that? You guys actresses questions like that.
I'm 29.
Okay.
33.
30.
Okay, so all millennials, basically.
Are we, or are we Gen Y? Or Gen X?
Y?
Yeah, we're not. I'm not a millennial.
I'm not a millennial.
What is a millennial?
You're the
born in the
youngest
90s,
Yeah.
I think.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or born in the 2000s.
2000s.
That's millennial.
Born in the 2000s.
Because I can barely work any of my...
When were you guys born?
I was born in the 80s.
We're the 80s,
Oh,
baby.
you're the 80s.
Yeah.
So you're the Y. What happened? Where'd the X's go?
I think we're X or Y. I don't remember.
Well, yeah, I don't know which is
which.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think we're all in the
so
2018
to 25 is millennial?
I would think so, something like that.
Yeah, 20.
20?
20.
Well, I got to get a handle on
early
this.
20s.
Early 20s? Yeah, well, 2018 to 25, that would be your
Yeah.
early 20s. Ding dong. Hello.
I would say like 22 limit.
22? And well, anyway, okay, well, whatever generation you are, this is what my point is that there has to be a movement at some point, right? I mean, when I was growing up, was in the 70s. So in the San Fernando Valley here in Los Angeles, I couldn't see my neighbor. There was so much smog.
Right.
You literally could not see my neighbor's house across the street. So we didn't have catalytic converters. We were spraying pesticides in the orange groves that were 2 blocks away. You know, I mean, airplanes spraying pesticides, right? Okay. And you wonder why everybody's dropping dead of cancer. It's because that's what was happening when I was growing up right here in our beautiful San Fernando Valley. But then they created the EPA and they created all of these standards and there was a movement, right? And it was kind of like we're coming out of the Vietnam thing and all of that. And there was just this real movement and that's what changed it. But something had to change. And then I think things changed and now I always say, because I'm basically in marketing really, right? And I always say that you don't sell vitamins to a sick person. You sell vitamins to a healthy person, right? And you sell change to somebody who wants to, you don't sell change, but so many words. People who are going to make the change are the people who want to make the change. You can't sell it to them. You can't say, hey, you have to do this because it's your responsibility. And if you don't do it, then all of your kids are going to be drinking green water, right? You know, and it's your generation that is that generation that's coming in and saying, we have to make a difference. You have to change it. I cannot understand how people your age, I can't understand how people my age can live anymore. Things are so expensive suddenly.
I know, it's crazy.
I mean, it's like it used to be when I was younger. Everybody had to share houses. I lived in Santa Barbara, and you couldn't live unless you shared with 4 roommates because everything was so expensive. We're talking a really long time ago, right? But that's where it is again. It's like, Chance, my son, he's 24. He still lives at home. And I see him not moving out for a long time.
That's become the standard. That's really where we're at. I mean, that's how my sisters are. If my one sister didn't have a boyfriend that she was living with, she would be living at home with my mom. And I would be too had I not started working when I was like 28 months. But yeah, it's really scary. It's really, really scary right now. And and most of the people I know are like that because I don't know how people afford to live in LA. I don't know.
I don't
and
either.
Nobody has regular
I
jobs.
don't either.
I
It's
actually
kind
heard
of it's insane.
That like the average rent is so high that like school teachers can't afford to live, and it's that. I mean, here we are going to build a school somewhere else. Like how important education is.
Scottie, it is that high here.
Yeah.
I have to move from a place that I've lived for 12 years, and there is nothing for rent in my stinky little town of El Segundo because now it's becoming the cool place.
Because a lot of these
Silicon Beach,
because I'm in the Venice area, and it's just I've been watching that shift, and it's crazy. And there's Hulu or somebody moving into.
That's right. They're moving into all of that area, and all of the big agencies are there, right? And that whole Jefferson corridor.
Mm-hmm.
We found a place in Westchester, up by Loyola Marymount. but it's so expensive, and we haven't even seen the inside. We just put a deposit on it because everything goes so fast.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's really crazy.
Everything goes so fast. So
yeah, so it's hard.
It's really difficult to just live. Just normally to just live, you know, and then being able to spend your time, dedicate your time, volunteer your time in order to make a change. You know, it's a big ticket. It's a really big ticket that's been handed to your generation, really, you know.
Yeah, it is, but I just feel like we all feel that. Like that's so strong in our consciousness. Obviously, the three of us have a very strong awareness of that, and the action steps to making the change happen is really important, because even if you have the money to support yourself, you can still find yourself homeless in this country really fast.
Yes.
Like it's I've talked to so many people who were like the presidents of companies, like upstarts, and then their wife left them, and then something else happened, and it could happen to anybody. So every time I give water out of my car to a person who's asking for $1 or whatever I have to give to them, I always imagine myself as being on the other receiving end of that. And so I can't look at somebody and not give something. You know what I mean? Because really, at the end of the day, we're all here to take care of each other. If we use the internet, I was thinking about this the other day, if we went online and every time we looked at something, and looked at something that made us upset or made us feel like, oh, I'm jealous of that person, and we just wish them well, or if we just did something nice for them, as opposed to just liking their thing, which is like, okay, that's great or whatever. But if we did something nice for that person, like the pay it forward thing, if we use the internet to do something like that, and it happens, you know, the political shifts in Syria. I mean, that was started on Twitter. I mean, so it can happen. It can be used for a movement that's for positive change.
It can be used for a lot of things, but it can also be used for movements that are not positive changes.
That's true.
That aggregate everybody and bring people together. And you know, the London riots was kind of, you know, when the Twitter just exploded or something like that, and everybody was like tweeting with the London riots, and oh well, don't go there, the cops are on their way, so go over there and start looting down that street. You know, there's, like I said, there's like a fine balance, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, but
and taking responsibility for, you know, the world we've inherited and that we're handing along, and the earth that we're living on.
It could have been a lot worse. It could have been a lot worse. It really could have.
Yeah, they could have not put smog checks on car, and they could have not put filters on the things. So I mean, we have the awareness, and we're taking the action steps. I think it's going to. I mean, obviously we're a part of something, so we're doing all right.
Well, you have somebody has to do it, and I'm glad you guys are doing it. I mean,
I feel like more and more people are going to do it, because our generation, it's been a long time that young people like us haven't witnessed like a big crisis like we did a few years ago. And I think there was a little wake-up call being like, it's not going to be as easy as it was for our parents. And then with everything that's happening in the world, even like with the weather or the Middle East and everything, it's every day you hear something going on, and I think you're like, okay, well, we should do something. We have to stay together and try to do something. So I'm being very positive right now, but I feel like we have to use that and just like.
I think we all wake up in the morning and we kind of, you know, the things that keep us up at night are probably very similar.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that, you know, I find myself now that, you know, I thought I was all loud and proud. You know, I'm turning 60. Oh, yeah, so bitchin'. And then I turned 60 and I was like, what the heck? I'm 60. And new things start to set in your brain, you know, and in your life. And, you know, I've been an entrepreneur all my life. I haven't worked for anybody, but, you know, I was my ups and downs. And now I'm like thinking, you know, I'm 60. I couldn't get it. If you guys, have you watched the show Happy-ish? It's on show.
It looks really good. I haven't seen it yet.
You have to watch this show. It's so hysterical. You have to watch it. It's so poignant. It's so perfect. It's so today. And it deals with all of the issues that people face as they get into their like 40s. So I'm well beyond that. And so I'm just thinking, if I ever wanted a job, you know, if I needed a job where I would have to get a job, Walmart would hire me. Walmart. I don't even think Target would hire me. I think I'm too old. But Walmart would. But these are the realities that, that you start thinking about, all of what's my life about. So when you're young, it would be great. I would love to be 30 years old again and be able to say, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to change the world, as opposed to when I was 30 years old, I wasn't changing the world. The world had already been changed. We had all of the things done. We were the lazy generation. Everything was changed, and so we just kind of floated along and enjoyed, all those changes that were made.
Yeah, you're like, oh, the civil rights movement. That's cool. I'm inheriting that legacy.
No, it's more like the plastic bag movement, right? Let's not cut the trees down, so we're going to use plastic bags. Right? And I was one of the first people to put juice, I know, in bottles. It was 1994. Put juice in bottles, hot packed in bottles. We only had it in glass before that. And then plastic bottles became really big. So what happens is the environment gets all messed up because of those decisions that we made then. And you guys are fixing it. You're fixing it now. And the green movement has come. And the organic, and there's no pesticides, when before it was like the planes spraying the crap out of the nursery schools, I mean, seriously.
Yeah, well, I mean, the pesticide, the GMO issue is still a big fight that's going on.
But you got to fight it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. So you guys have a job to do.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'll be dead. It won't matter. I'll just be dead. And I'll be happy. No, seriously. I will be.
And also the that's another reason why education is so important, because the unforeseeable obstacles in the future can only be solved by future generations, and they need a place to go and get inspired.
And look at history and see what kind of lessons you can learn from that too.
Exactly.
That's right. All right, so let's I'm going to go around one more time, Kurt. We're almost done. We're going to give everybody's Instagram again, because that's the only link to be able to, and nobody's, we have to do it. It's audio. You got to do it. So Leslie, start.
So my Instagram is Leslie_the_Frenchie. And you can find me on Facebook as well, Leslie Couterand, Coutterand.
And if people go to Instagram now, this is where you can directly get the link to donate to your cause for the school in Nepal.
The link is on the main page.
And my Instagram is at Thompson Scottie, ThompsonScottie. And the link is on my bio on Instagram. And when this is over, I will go update my Facebook page and put the link there, and on my Twitter, which is also at Thompson Scottie, and Facebook if you just look Scottie Thompson actress.
Surrey. You saboteur. Just kidding. So my Twitter handle is at Madeline Zima1, and my Instagram handle, which I didn't mention earlier, is at Maddie Zima, MADDYZIMA. They're all connected though, so if you look up Madeline Zima on Google, they're all kind of there. Yeah.
And you guys need to watch this show, so spread the word. Anybody can download the show on iTunes. I think this is in my closing thing, but it'll be on iTunes, so you can download it as a podcast. And actually, you have to, if you go to iTunes, you've already been there because you're listening to it. You've downloaded it and you're listening to me tell you this at the end of the show. But anyway, you can and you can actually see this on my Wendi Cooper, I think it's called, YouTube channel. But anyway, thank you guys for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Maybe before you go, you'll come back, right?
Yeah.
And we can talk about it a little bit more, see how excited you are then.
When we know exactly where we're going, that'd be really cool.
That would be really cool, because I do my show. This isn't what I do for a living. I do this because it's a great vehicle to be able to let people share. Yeah. And that's really why I do it. And so I'm glad that I could help out and have you here, because I think your cause is really wonderful. And I had so much fun the other day. I just, I had to do something. So anyway.
Well, thank you so much for Chance's painting.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Chance's
amazing.
Jim Morrison. The other day at 4th of July, Paolino Paolo, this guy from Italy, was there, and he was so upset because he wanted that. He said, I would have been one more. I can't believe that he did that to me. He did that to me. This boy, he is something. This boy is something like this. And Chance was like,
it's for a good cause.
It's for a great cause.
Yeah.
So anyway, thank you very much for being here, and thank everybody for listening. We'll see you in 2 weeks, because we're every other week. So good night. Thank you, Kurt. Beam me up.
Thank you.
Well, it's time to wrap up another great hour of Living Unfiltered here at ubnradio.com. We'd love to hear from you. So if you have a topic you'd like us to discuss, or you want to be a guest on our show, you can reach us at livingunfiltered@gmail.com. And since we're right here in the heart of Hollywood at Sunset Gower Studios, that's like saying, have your people call my people.